Good to see you, champ.
Howard Cosell, the world's greatest newscaster. How you feeling?
You're very kind, champ, but let's get to cases.
I'm afraid that it might hurt the gate if I let them know what's going to happen, so I'll just hold a surprise for them. I know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
I can't told you. I can't. Let me tell him.
No, you can't tell him. You got to wait.
Let me tell him.
You can't tell him.
The people are waiting for the prediction.
You can't tell him.
I'll tell you what's going to happen, see?
No, don't tell him.
All right, come on.
I can't tell you.
You're going to knock him out what round?
I'm not going. You want me to tell him?
Don't do that.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you because it will hurt.
You don't see any way that Liston can neutralize your footwork.
If he dreamed he did, he'd apologize.
On the other side of the coin, Liston seems this time to be taking you a lot more seriously than the last
Well,
time.
I'm taking him a lot more seriously.
Why, if you're as good as you say and as confident as you say?
I'm as confident as I say, and I'm better than I say I am.
I hope it's not an act. I hope you mean it.
If it's an act, just look at my record and see if have the other fights been acts. Have they been acts?
Not so far.
Well, what makes you think I'm acting?
And with that final stage of the act, we leave the heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali, or Cassius Clay, as champ.
Yeah. Well, if it's not the wonderful, marvelous, gifted one, Howard Cosell, how you doing?
You're very kind, Muhammad.
The gifted one himself.
You think by the third round he'll knock you out?
No, it's impossible, Howard. If Floyd Patterson dreamed he knocked me out, he'd apologize. But this is for the people who won't be able to see the TVs. This is the people who will listen to the radio. And this is how a certain round of the fight will sound over radio.
Go ahead.
Ali comes out to meet Floyd, and Floyd starts to retreat. If Floyd goes back an inch farther, he'll wind up in a ringside seat. Floyd swings to the left, Floyd swings to the right. Look at the kid carry the fight. Floyd keeps backing, but there's not enough room. It's a matter of time. There Ali lowers the boom. Now Ali lands on the right. What a beautiful swing. And the punch lifts Floyd clean out of the ring. Floyd.
Go on.
The people there. Floyd is still rising. And the ref wears a frown. For he can't start counting till Floyd comes down. Now Floyd disappears from view. The crowd is getting frantic. But our radar stations have picked him up. He's somewhere over the Atlantic. Who would have thought when they came to the fight that they would witness the launching of a human satellite? Yes, the crowd did not dream when they laid down their money that Ali would retire, Floyd and Sonny.
You may not have heard...
Yeah, what you think about that?
I think you're extraordinarily brilliant. The story from the training camp of the one and only Muhammad Ali. If the military insists that you go, will you go?
Well, I'm not saying nothing here about nothing like that. I'll talk to the Army people, and you're a sportsman, and we're here talking about sports, and I don't have to answer to nobody on nothing else but the draft people themselves.
I think you have to answer to the American people in this vein. Are you sorry for any of the things you have said? Do you have any apologies to make?
Only to the people who were hurt financially, not me, in what I've said, and the people that who wanted to promote the fights, who had things that they wanted to do, who didn't get to do them. But me, myself, I feel the same that I've always felt about anything. Mm-hmm. And I'd be less than a man to sit here on your TV show and deny it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to shake your hand. I'm going to thank you for coming by. I'd like the viewers to see this hand just before we say goodbye. This is a swollen, badly bruised, maybe even broken knuckle from the fight.
No, it's not broke, Howie. I know it's not broke, but...
They're going to put a brace on it.
It's just a little bruise. It happens after all of my fights, that's all. The more famous you get, the more emphasis they put on it. That's all it is to it.
Take care of yourself.
You're welcome. Same to you.
Let's see if we can get him over here. Muhammad, you all set?
Yeah, Howie, I'm really ready for this one.
You repeat that if you lose, you'll quit.
Any man that beats me in the ring, whether it be Brian London or Miltonberg or whoever it might be, we'll retire that night.
Can any man beat you? In your heart and mind, are you capable of being beaten?
Well, I never really thought about it, Howard, but I'll leave it up to you. Do you think I can be whipped?
Only if Jimmy Brown goes into the ring with you.
Jim is the greatest in football. He's the best in football. He will admit that, and I'll have to admit that I'm one of the best in boxing.
Just one of the best.
Right.
So you have changed.
I'm just being myself, Howard. I'm letting you do all the talking and popping off now.
Have a good fight. Good luck to you, Mohammed.
Here on the banks of the colorful Main River in the heart of Frankfurt, West Germany, is where the champion comes every day after his workout. And as you can see, the children gather, and he has an awful lot of fun with them. In fact, he's become the world's #1 world traveler, haven't you?
Well, yes, I imagine why you say this, because my last 3 fights are here in Europe, 2 in London, England, 1 here in Frankfurt, and I believe this is as far as I can go in Europe, here in Frankfurt, Germany, and after this we'll return to the States to fight. And not only am I the world traveler, you also, I imagine, the #1 world traveler sports announcer, because of me fighting in all these European countries, you are getting a chance to see the world free.
You know something? I never thought of that.
Something to think about, Howard. You should quit asking me so many tough questions all the time, because after all, I'm showing you the world, man.
Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
And don't fall in the water.
Oh, thank you. That's
Okay, kids, come on in. You can get your autograph. And so, as we began it, on the banks of the River Main in Frankfurt, West Germany, the champion of...
For the past year, he's been virtually incarcerated in this country. He's undergone all of this for the obvious reason that he didn't have the courage to fight such as Joe Frazier, Jerry Quarry, and Jimmy Ellis.
Why would you say that? I didn't have the courage to fight Joe Frazier and Jimmy Ellis and Jerry Quarry. I mean, why would you say that? I mean, you know, I've never showed no fear of nobody. And why would you, as many times as you have came to my fights, knowing you had money bet on other people, I beat them. I mean, why would you, seriously, I mean, why would you sit here on television and talk about me being afraid of Jerry Quarry or Joe Frazier? I mean, that's wrong. I mean, we just don't get along no kind of way.
And you've been spreading that kind of gospel at every college campus in this country.
Every college that I go to, everybody asks me about Howard Cosell. Why is it that you and Howard Cosell can't get along? And my answer is, we just don't get along. I mean, you just talk a lot of stuff that don't make sense. I mean, why would you open up the show and you told me you would ask me a few nice questions. Why would you open up the show talking about I'm afraid of Joe Frazier and Jerry Quarry? You really believe that they have a chance against me?
You were troubled by a less than mediocre southpaw named Mildenberger in Germany. You showed me nothing against Chavallo, relying upon the fact that he gave you water on the knees with low blow upon...
You've never seen me hurt or beat. What you mean I didn't show you nothing? That's the kind of appreciation I get from you coming all over the world. The company wouldn't pay your way to these countries for nothing. If I wasn't fighting so regular, you wouldn't have gotten to see the world. And now you're going to down me because I'm not fighting and talk about I got trouble with these boys. I beat those boys easy.
Now, wait a minute. This marvelous wristwatch, what were you frightened of? I wasn't going to hit you. Why did you move?
I mean, why would you jump over here?
Because I want the people to see the wristwatch that you bought in Frankfurt, West Germany.
Yeah.
Only because I found the person who'd sell it to you more cheaply than anybody else in the whole country.
Well, for once well, after all, I mean, what's you getting me a deal on a watch? If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have got to see Germany.
All right, my record is clear.
I will shuffle again, don't you worry. Whoever the homemade champion is, may say the Mickey Mouse title, I have a belt at home. Says world heavyweight champion, and for a man to be the champion, he's going to have to take my belt. And the day that he meet me, and if he beat me, I'm going to hand him my belt. And I want you to be the announcer that night, because I want to see you quiet. I want to quieten you at once and for all.
It's been fun. We've missed it.
Well, things make it better soon.
One more shuffle.
Well, if I do the shuffle, you might have to scuffle.
We've done that, too. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, with that out of the way, do you regard yourself as a kind of living Jack Johnson, all of that which has happened to you?
Well, no, I don't. Different things that he stood for and I stood for, complete opposite. But I would say, in a way, Jack Johnson was a fighter that he was in exile for a while, and then they found the Great White Hope, as they called it, to fight him. And they caught him when he was out of shape. And then he fought in an odd place.
Well, isn't that like this situation? You out of shape and Jerry Quarry? Fight?
You can look at it that way.
All right, final question.
Your greatest trial may not be in the ring. It may be with the American public, most of whom deeply resent your stance with regard to military induction. Are you prepared for what you might receive?
Well, you say most of them, but I walk the streets every day, and I never run into hecklers. And mainly in Georgia, everybody was supporting the fight, and they were with it. And I look at all of the black youth today and all of the white youth, and they don't seem to have no hard feelings at all. And many of the public now, the senators and all of them.
Mohamed, may I have you for a moment, please? Ali is getting ready, obviously, to talk to the press. All right. Do you have anything more to add after last Wednesday?
I'd like to say one thing. You gave me a lot of trouble in the past. And I've been waiting to get you on a live show. Because what I'm going to do at this moment...
To seek to take my hand.
No, not that, not that. What I'm going to do this moment... I want it live so they can't erase it. I've been paid a great sum of money to slap you.
In any event, good luck to you, champ.
Thank you, Howard.
Former
I want
champ.
everybody to be there early because we have an energy crisis. Got a call from Washington, told me if I could cut this fight short, it would kind of help things out.
That's it. That's our show today. ABC's Wide World of Sport.
I think when I'm in shape, moving like I was at Frazier, in and out, not laying on the ropes at boxing, I think I'll have an easier chance with George Foreman than you saw me fight Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier fought me much harder.
Look me in the eye. You really believe that?
Look you in the eye, I'll slap you to prove it.
Assuming you retire in a year to a year and a half, as you say, do you think you'll be able to adjust to life without the prominence that you've enjoyed as a fighter?
Well, yes, Howard. This is one reason I can stay at this training camp months at a time when I used to have to be around hotels in Miami Beach or New York City around people. I'm getting tired now. I have 4 children, have a wife. I'm looking at life different. I want to start enjoying life, taking vacations and doing all I can to help the black people in that problem, ministry work and Islamic faith in the country, and I have so much I want to do. I will miss exercise, in which I can always go to gymnasium or I can always do road work.
Have a good rest.
Thank you, fella, and you be cool because you're no fool.
Ask me what's going to happen when I meet George Foreman. Well, I don't want to talk too much about it, but I'll tell you this much. I'm the next world heavyweight champion. The stage is set.
I'm going to kill you.
This man is built for me. He stands up straight. The press, the world's got you thinking he's so fast. We're the same height. My reach is 1.5 inches bigger, and we're about the same weight.
I'm going to kill you.
But I predict that I'm going to whip this man. I'm going to humiliate him. The stage has been set. I don't know no excuses from the odd makers after I whip him. No excuses from my critics. They say he hits hard. He knocked out Joe Frazier. I couldn't do it. He knocked out Ken Norton. I couldn't do it. And this fight will prove to the world that I'm the greatest fighter of all time.
How I became a fighter, somebody stole my bicycle, and I wanted to learn how to fight so I could beat up the boy who stole it. And when I get to Zion, I'm going to pretend George is the one who stole my bike.
Predict that I'll dance on this man. It'll be 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Round 4, I'll win every round easy. He'll be tired. He'll be puffing like Lister. He'll be swinging and missing. I'll be ducking and dancing and popping, bruising him, little mouses under his eyes, sweating and cutting and sticking in and out, not like Joe Frazier, not like Ken Norton, but a scientific, artistic, fast, great fighter. In and out. Brrr, pop, over here. No, I'm over there. What you know over here? No, I'm over there. No, I'm over here. Why are you over there? See, that kind of stuff. Pop, 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 pop.
Now that each fighter has spoken his piece about the other, the time may have come to say goodbye to Muhammad Ali, because very honestly, I don't think he can beat George Foreman. It's hard for me, as a reporter, to be totally objective in this case because Muhammad Ali has been a significant factor in my own career. I thought, before he was idled for 3.5 years, he was the best fighter I ever saw. I still think he's a remarkable athlete, and one can never put anything beyond him for that reason. Maybe he can pull off a miracle. But against George Foreman, so young, so strong, so fearless, against George Foreman, who does away with his opponents one after another in less than 3 rounds, it's hard for me to conjure with that. After this fight, I suspect Ali will retire. And through all of the years, my own memories of him will be as a fighter and as the strange and curious and gregarious and engaging and sometimes cruel and sometimes family man that he is. I suspect that for the rest of his life, the enthusiasm will still be there. Even when he's out of boxing, he'll be all that boxing has. Thank you. All right, now watch closely. We're coming up to the crisis.
You can't see these punches if they hurt. They don't really show. Now here, it was a left and a right, and a left and a right. But it didn't look hard, but it was pretty hard. It was on the back of the head, like on the side of the head. That was hard, and that was hard. Didn't look like it. And that was hard. That's hard. Now he's real tired now. He's going down, but he's tired also. You got to remember, he's not only dazed or unconscious now, but the man, he's breathing. The man is tired.
You did not hit him as he was going down.
No, I've never tried to do this. Some fighters do that, but I never do that.
All right, Mohamed, we've seen your flurry of knockout punches. Now let's look at it again, this time with our clock superimposed, to seek to answer George's charge that he was victimized by a quick count. Down he goes.
Yes, he said he was up before the count struck 10, and we'll see now. Now there's 1, 2, 3, and you'll see that he was still on one knee at the count of 10, which is illegal. You're supposed to be up on 2 feet standing upright. There's 9, and there he is at 10, so the count wasn't too fast.
I want to thank you so much for coming by. You've become a towering figure on the international scene by virtue of your victory.
And thank you for following me around and getting the ruler's praise also.
And thank me for having picked George Foreman to beat you, for which I again apologize. Good luck to you.
Thank you,
you are
Howard.
the greatest.
Thank you, Howard. Whew.
Now, let's go back to Jim McKay.
I won Cosell.
For the rest of today.
I won Cosell.
I'm fat. You heard all about how fat I am? I'm out of shape, and don't touch me. You've been driving with me for a long time. I've been wanting to put an end to you. One of these days, I'm going to pull your hair off.
All right. Get on the scale. Let's check your weight.
I'll get on the scales and tell everybody how fat Muhammad Ali is. The other day, you were telling me about I'm the greatest of all time. When I worked for me, it ain't been but a few months. Now you're going to criticize me about how big and fat I am. I thought I was the greatest. I just whooped George Foreman, didn't I?
On the scale, Mohamed. There we go. All right, we've had that act.
Yeah, it was an act. I heard that crack. We had that act. Damn it, you think I'm acting? Be here tonight, tomorrow night.
I'll be here.
Man, get back, man. Damn it, get back.
Drew Brown Bundy.
Yeah.
So we can get the true weight there.
The man's in trouble.
Ron Delaney, why does the man fix his own weight?
Because I am boxing. I'm not the champion. I'm not just a fighter. He's challenging boxing. Is this thing on TV?
You're on live, Mohamed.
I'm the commissioner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You don't mind.
This is Ron Delaney representing the commission.
Don't put your hands on me. I didn't know you was commissioned, man.
That's all right. I think that's where it's at.
I just figured you was another brother. I didn't know that.
With the
200. We got Red Fox here. I can't lose. James Brown is here. Billy Eckstein is here. Pop Staples is here. Staples Singers. I cannot lose with all that soul.
All right, what was the weight? Ron Delaney. Ron Delaney, the official weight, please.
You have serious problems.
Excuse me. The official weight for Muhammad Ali was 223 and a half. Just counting.
223 and a half. The official weight for Muhammad Ali. The heaviest he ever came in was against Mac Foster in Tokyo, Japan. He was 229 pounds for that one. He's more than 6 pounds over what he was for George Foreman. Well, here it is, the same old scene. The pretension of animosity.
You be at ringside, you hear me? You wasn't in Zaire. You were smart. You stayed out of the way because we were going to
do something to you.
We'll be back in just a moment. Muhammad Ali carrying on in his usual vein, same old act. The Cleveland Coliseum live. Muhammad Ali carrying on, Chuck Wepner laughing.
Right in
All right, gentlemen,
Don't touch me.
enough.
Right in your nose.
Enough's enough. Let's go.
What you mean enough's
Chuck,
enough?
how do you react to all of this?
He's nuts. He's a psycho case. What can I tell you? There's something definitely wrong with him.
The other day you were quoted as saying, I'm sick of the guy. He's trying to make a fool of me.
Well, I tell you, the guy's a great fighter, but we're going to beat him tomorrow night.
Yeah. I'm the greatest of all times.
Yeah, but he's a better talker.
And you're going to be in trouble when you see this crowd and these lights, and when you meet Muhammad Ali, you're going to ask yourself, why am I here?
I'm a nervous wreck. Look at me. I'm
You
sweating
will
and
be a
everything.
nervous wreck.
Yeah, I'm a nervous wreck.
You'll be here tomorrow.
I'll
Keep
be-
talking. What you going to do? Tell the people. Don't get scared because you're on television. What are you going to do?
I'm going to whip you. I'm going to
You gonna
surround
whip
you and whip you.
You're going to whip me. What about picking me up and throwing me out of the ring?
I might do that.
You're going to
too.
throw me out of the ring?
Right, I might throw you out of the ring into the second row.
You really looking for trouble, ain't you?
Yeah, I know, I am.
You really want trouble.
I'm going to mess up that pretty face.
You're going to mess up my face.
Yeah, that's right. Mess up that
What you
face.
mean that's right?
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
What you mean
Well-
mess up my face?
Red wants to get out of here. Red
Well,
I'll see you tomorrow. Where's Red Fox?
This is what you would call old world tub thumping, and about between the champion and one of the biggest long shots in the history of boxing. All right, now, quiet for a minute. Quiet, quiet.
Let me go.
All right. All right. Muhammad, come back here. I need him one more minute. All right, champ, you've been doing all the talking. You've done all of your tub thumping live on television.
Is it live?
What round will you knock him
You
out?
always, I'm not calling around. I want to say one thing while we live and you can't erase this. You always said, Muhammad, you're not the man you were 10 years ago, right?
Right.
Well, I'm going to ask your wife, are you the man you was last year?
You'll get a quick answer to that.
Well, it was promoted before this fight that this man was going to throw dirty shots, hit behind the head. There you go, right behind the head. That's totally legal, and the referee's just as dirty as him. He didn't say nothing about it. Look at him. All them punches illegal. I hit him backside his head. Now the referee will come in and he'll say something to us now because I'm doing it too. See? I'm telling him now, watch that sucker. He's doing it. He's doing it.
Well,
But
actually,
he let him do it over and over and over. He just kept letting him do it. And I don't want that referee in my corner again because he was dirty.
that's your side of it, Tony.
My side of it, I saw his dirt, and the people watching television see the dirt. What you mean is my side of it?
Tony
I saw the
Perez.
dirt.
Tony Perez said you outdid Chuck Wepner.
Outdid him how?
In rabbit punching.
He outdid me. He started the rabbit punching, and I did it since the referee wouldn't take the law in his hands, which is his job. Since he wouldn't do it, then I did it. Then he said both of us did it, and then after I quit. Now, if you watch that whole fight, all through the fight after the beginning, I quit rabbit punching, and I had to start holding my hand behind my head, and that dirty referee continued it. He's dirty. And all the Puerto Ricans should be ashamed of him because he is Puerto Rican.
Well, I don't think that's necessary.
I think
to
it's
say.
necessary.
I think it's intemperate.
It's necessary. I have too many good
Furthermore,
Puerto
let's
Rican fans.
face
I have
this
too
fact.
many good Puerto Rican fans for somebody allow somebody like that to get me on television and fighting a white man, doing everything to take my title. That's what it was, a conspiracy, and it was all to let anything happen to take my title, and I'll blow my own damn horn because I'm free. He was dirty, the referee was a dirty dog, and he was dirty, and the world see it, and you getting on television using ABC to promote the dirt and to say that I'm the one.
Are you all done? Now that you're done, just open up that fist and listen to me for a minute.
Well, he was so dirty, he kept stepping on the toes all through the fight. It's an old trick, old professionals got. You step on a man's toe and push, there you go, and push you down.
But what about that right?
Oh, that right.
just
How's a
under
right
the
on
heart?
my side of my heart to knock me down?
Well, here it is in slow motion.
We got films. You got a paper you can show. The camera don't show. He stepped on my toe. He's right on my toe.
All right, now you've made a fair point. The camera doesn't show.
There you go.
This photograph is from the Cleveland
That's dirty.
Plain Dealer.
All that dirt was allowed that night by all the officials. So I did my right.
In other words, that was Wepner's foot on yours.
He did that
Now,
all
how did
through
that
the fight.
cause you to go down?
When you're leaning backwards, it's an old trick. Archie Moore tell you, old great fighters, Jack Dempsey tell you, Sugar Ray Robinson tell you, when you step on a man's foot and you got him going backwards and you hold him, he'll fall. It's a natural thing when you're leaning back and you can't get your grip. All that dirt was allowed. All of that dirt, and I couldn't do it. He fought me dirty, and I hit him back, and he got on me for getting him back. If I hadn't hit him back, wouldn't nobody said about the dirt. There'll be no more dirty fighting, because if you hit me low, I'm going to hit you back low. If you hit me behind the head, I'm going to knock you back behind your head. And he kicked at me another thing, too, he did dirty. The man actually took his knee and tried to knee me. I know your film didn't show that, did it? Your film was at the wrong angle. Yeah,
You finished with your tirade.
There's a long hair, I did catch him. There you go, I just caught him. Now the main object I see is dizzy and falling around the ring. My main object now is to stay on him and not let him cool off, keep him numb, keep him shook up, and realizing that another fight with Foreman, Frazier, everything laid on this, and now I knew I'd have won the fight with no doubt.
Well, that was it. Referee Perez came in.
I figured the referee might let it go, but I was glad when he counted it out because the man really wasn't in no condition to keep going.
What's that you're brandishing?
Well, this is something I'm carrying around. I'll tell you what it is. But first, I want to say hello to my truck driving friends. I meet them on the highway all the time, the Golden Spike, Triple Nickel, and Giddy Up Go. What I'm doing with this is, you know, you quite a few times you've raised your hands. You've always wanted to try me. I mean, I know you wonder if you could. Now, you just take this because this is what you're going to need to be equal one day. I don't want to say that I did you wrong, so you carry that with you for a while, and whenever you try me again, that's what you're going to need.
Well, as I said, you're an embattled man today, and I don't understand the relevancy of your plugging truck driver friends on national television. Muhammad Ali, who doesn't really need that hammer, but whose face remains totally unmarked after 15 years of fighting, as you can see. Quite unlike the face that you're about to see, the man he beat up